Dr. Ron, unfiltered, uncensored, is for people who are tired of being misled, over-medicated, and dismissed by the sick care system. Dr. Ron, unfiltered, uncensored, stands as the fearless voice of clarity and empowerment. Unlike sanitized health media or corporate-aligned medical messaging, Dr. Ron delivers bold, evidence-informed insights that cut through confusion and restore personal agency. His mission is simple and radical. Give people the truth, give them tools, and give them back control of their health.
Listen to this, man. He got some good news for you. Hey, everybody, gather near. The doctor's in the house, so lend him your ear. The things he can say might even make your day. He might even help your pain go away. The doctor is in the house.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Ron is in the house, and welcome everyone to another episode on Dr. Ron, Unfiltered, Uncensored. Thank you all for tuning into the series. We have now made it to episode 7 with a rabbit hole there, a trail I took you down with it, having 6 episodes because I wasn't satisfied that you could understand 6 entirely. So we have 6A, 6 and 6A. And today we have episode 7 of the Dr. Ron Doctrine, and we continue our journey through this doctrine. And with your help, we'll make it through. If you have been with me from the beginning, thank you, because each episode builds upon the last. Because understanding health is not about memorizing facts. I want you to understand it so you don't have to memorize anything. I want you to see the whole picture. So before we review where we have been, let me just explain a little bit about the Dr. Ron Doctrine. The Dr. Ron Doctrine is built on a simple but powerful belief that the body is intelligent. Disease does not begin when symptoms appear. It begins when our cells lose their ability to adapt to the physical, chemical, emotional, and environmental stresses of modern life. So rather than simply treating disease after it develops, the doctrine asks a different question. Why did the body lose its resilience in the first place? Why did it not adapt? Because the future of medicine is not just treating disease, it's understanding how health is created. So let's review. In episode 1, we asked whether cholesterol is actually the villain or whether we've been blaming the firefighters for the fire. In episode 2, we explored the statin cascade and learned that suppressing biology is not the same as understanding biology. In episode 3, we introduced one of the central ideas of the doctrine, and that is disease begins when cells lose their ability to adapt. One of the central ideas. In episode 4, we looked at the glycocalyx, the remarkable protective layer that lines every blood vessel in your body. In episode 5, we learned that adaptation depends upon energy. Without energy, the body cannot repair. Without energy, healing slows. In the episode 6, we reminded ourselves that health begins by working with nature instead of against it. Water, sunlight, sleep, movement, real food. Nature has always known more than we've given it credit for. And so today, after those episodes, we now have episode 7, and we take the next step. We're going to talk about something you do every single day, in fact, several times a day. and something that literally becomes part of you, and that is, yes, food. But today, I don't want you to think of food as calories or fat or carbs or protein. Today, I want you to think of food as information because every bite you take sends a message to your body. So, is there a myth about food? Well, let's talk about it. For years, we've argued about diets: low fat, low carb, Mediterranean, keto, vegetarian, carnivore, paleo. I don't have enough time to list them all because the list goes on and on and on. But what if we have been asking the wrong question? Instead of asking what diet is best, perhaps we should ask another question. What message is this food sending to my cells? What is happening at the cellular level? That's a completely different way of thinking, right? And that's what the Dr. Ron Doctrine is all about. Okay, so how do we get our body to listen? Well, every time you eat, every time, your body responds. Hormones respond. The immune system responds. The gut responds. Your mitochondria respond. Your genes even respond. Because, think about it, food is not passive. Food communicates. Think of every meal as a conversation with your biology. The question is, what are you saying? Nature spent thousands of years perfecting food: fresh vegetables, fruit, eggs, fish, healthy meats, nuts, and seeds. Food your great grandparents would recognize. Real food knows what to do. Now compare that to many products found in today's supermarkets. Bright colors, ingredient lists that are not only long, you may not even be able to pronounce them. Preservatives, artificial flavors, industrial adulterated seed oils, refined sugars, stabilizers, emulsifiers. Okay, the Dr. Ron Doctrine always asks questions. So ask yourself, did nature make this or did a factory? So I'm not here to tell you that one cookie will ruin your health. Absolutely not. That's not how biology works anyway. Remember the doctrine. Disease develops through accumulated insults, accumulated burden. Ultra processed foods become one more burden. Now you add poor sleep, chronic stress, add environmental toxins, add inactivity, lack of motion. Add to that the fact that we're, aging, we're getting a little older. So what happens, ladies and gentlemen? The body begins to struggle. It's not from that one chocolate chip cookie or that one plate of ice cream with chocolate syrup on it, because that's not how biology works. It's the accumulation of burdens that makes our bodies begin to struggle. Take seed oils. Those of you that have been with me and Professor Peskin know how I feel about these. I've talked about them for years, not because they're fashionable, but because they've become a major part of the modern diet in a remarkably short period of human history. Our grandparents were not eating industrial amounts of soybean oil, corn oil, cottonseed oil, safflower oil, or that canola oil. And today they are everywhere. They're in restaurants. They are in fast food. They are in packaged food. They are in snack food. Again, the Dr. Ron Doctrine asks, I think, a reasonable question. What happens when something entirely new becomes one of the largest components of our diet? What happens when something entirely new becomes one of the largest components of our diet? That's a question worth studying with an open mind. So, is there a connection between food and inflammation? Well, as you know, food can either support healing or increase the body's workload, another burden. Meals rich in whole foods tend to support health. Highly processed foods may contribute to chronic inflammation in some people. And remember what we've learned. Inflammation is not always the enemy because acute inflammation helps us to heal. The problem is that that particular inflammation that never shuts off, never shuts down, that constant low-grade fire. And I'll talk more about that in episode 8. Let's talk about another burden, microplastics. Our food contains more than nutrients, sorry to say. It may contain substances our grandparents never, ever imagined. And these are the microplastics, chemical residues, packaging contaminants, environmental pollutants. In fact, it's being found in drinking water. Once again, the doctrine will ask, what message are these substances sending to our biology? We are only now beginning to understand that answer. My podcasts on microplastic and my Substack pages point to some answers and some problems, like finding a teaspoon of microplastics in human anatomy in the brain. What message does that send to our biology? Remember in episode 5, we talked about food and energy, and we talked about the mitochondria, which are our cellular power plants. What we eat influences how efficiently these little tiny engines work. Good nutrition, energy production. Good nutrition supports that energy production. Poor nutrition may increase the burden, another burden. The body notices this. It notices when you have good nutrition or poor nutrition. Every meal matters. Not because perfection is required, but because consistency matters. Remember, it is not that one chocolate chip cookie. It is consistency and added burdens. What can you do? Well, there's good news here. Like I said, you do not need a perfect diet. You just need a better direction. Eat more foods that only have one ingredient. Read the labels. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, but cook at home more often. Drink clean water, not only because of the microplastics, but there are pharmaceutical residues. Are arsenic and lead and chlorine in some waters. Choose quality whenever you can. Support local farms if possible. Don't strive for perfection. Do not strive for perfection, but strive for progress. Remember, small choices repeated every day become powerful medicine. So here's the 7th principle of the Dr. Ron Doctrine to write down. Every bite is a biological message. Every bite is a biological message. Your body is always listening. Feed it wisely. And what's my take on this? Well, medicine has taught us to think of food as calories. The food industry has taught us to think of food as entertainment. What does nature teach us? Well, it's something entirely different. It teaches us that food is information. Every meal tells your body what kind of world it's living in. A world of repair or a world of stress? A world of resilience or a world of inflammation? Please choose your food with the same care you would choose your medicine. Because sometimes, as Hippocrates said, food is your medicine. And sometimes food becomes the burden your body must overcome. Well, next time on the Dr. Ron Doctrine, we're going to tackle one of the most misunderstood words in all of medicine. Inflammation. You've heard it is bad. But is it? Or is inflammation another one of the body's intelligent responses? We'll explore why inflammation is often the body's firefighter, not the arsonist, the firefighter, and why the real danger comes when that fire never goes out. I'm going to call the next episode The Fire Before the Fire, Understanding Silent Information. You really won't want to miss that one. Remember, the body is intelligent. Disease does not begin when symptoms appear. It begins when our cells lose their ability to adapt. Protect your cells and yourself, of course, but protect your cells. Reduce your total burden. Honor nature's design. And guess what? Your body will often respond in remarkable ways. So I'm Dr. Ron. This is the Dr. Ron Doctrine. So please stay curious, keep asking questions, and never stop taking charge of your own health. And today, one more thought. Remember to repeat, the body is intelligent. Health is not something your doctor gives you. It is something your cells create every moment of every day. Protect the cells, and the cells will protect you. That's the Dr. Ron Doctrine. So God bless. Have a good day. See you next time. We'll have Freddie take us home, and be well.
Hey everybody, Dr. Ron's finished for today. I hope you got some good wisdom for what the man had to say. If it's all about good health, he's the man you got to see. He has a lot more answers for you. So tune in next week when the doctor is in the house. Or when the doctor is in the house. And let the doctor know what's bothering you. When the doctor is in the house. The doctor is in the house. The doctor is in the house. And let the doctor know what's bothering you. I'm sure he can tell you just what to do. The doctor is in the house. The doctor is in the house. Let the doctor know what's bothering you. When the doctor is in the house.